The Marketing Funnel Strategy Show. More leads. More sales. More predictability.
Introducing Jared Hyman, sales and marketing expert. Introducing Serena Carley, marketing and outsourcing expert.
G'day everyone, welcome to the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show for today. Hope you're all having a marvellous Monday so far, no matter where you're tuning in the world. How are you doing today, Serena?
I'm doing pretty good. We've got a bit of rain here for a change, which is nice and cool. So it's, not hot and humid.
Well, it's about time that Bali got it, because we've had it for months on end here in Perth at the moment. So
yeah.
Glad Bali finally got it sent to them.
I don't mind a bit of rain. It's pretty cool, so I'll take it. It's I like it to be lovely but cool, not hot, not cold, just in between.
Yeah, and look who we got here, Rena Nolan. Oh my God, Rena, how dare you come onto this live stream?
She's saying boo because I'm in Bali and it's nice, or
that could be. It could be, or mainly this is just like a special appearance for Karina, maybe as well. It could be too. So I don't know. It could be just a special appearance from her, maybe. Who knows?
And look who else we have.
Yes, I know, the usual person's on. So thanks for jumping on, Mum. So yeah, basically today, guys, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to get more sales from social media, right? And this is a big thing that we talk about a lot with a lot of our clients too, right? Because there's only so much you can do with advertising, right? Despite what a lot of people will say. They'll say, oh, do this, change this, try something else, right? They'll say all of these different things you can do with your advertising to be able to get a different result. But it's only so much that an advertisement can do for a business, right? That's the cold, hard truth that a lot of people can't seem to take. And, it's like there's only so much dressing that you can do for a pig, right? To make the pig look really nice and good looking. There's only so much you can do to dress up a pig, right? And advertising, there's only so much you can do with advertising to be able to dress a business up, to be able to generate leads, to be able to generate inquiries and all these types of things. But what it comes down to is the sales process. And the way things are articulated, how things are said, how the inquiries are dealt with, that's going to be able to help scale a business, right? Because, lead generation, marketing without sales, what does it mean? Nada, nothing. It means nothing at all. So we're going to be talking about how to get more sales from your social media today. Wherever you guys are tuning in from, let us know where you're tuning in from for the show today too. We would love to hear from you. And Karina's on it. Nada. You know what I mean? Serena, talk to me about sales process. We're turning you into a bit of a sales trainer for Business Warriors lately, haven't we? Really? Like you're dealing with all the training now.
Most importantly, we're also going to show, like with the sales, how important the sales script is. A lot of people don't realize just how important the script is. They think they can just get on a phone, and some people will say, well, I suck at selling, which is usually me. Jared obviously doesn't suck at selling, but, some people think that they're really good at selling, but maybe they could be selling a lot more if they did it with a few right tweaks to the right sort of script. There's a special way to do the script. There's a special way of building relationships with your future customers, and then there's a special way to then bring them into your fold, so to speak. So that's what we're going to be talking about as well.
Damn straight. So if you're somebody who wants more sales, just type it below. Just say more sales below. We'd love to hear from you guys. If that's what you're after, of course. If you're not, maybe you're just after more leads, just put more leads below, and we'd love to hear from you. We obviously want to make sure that with every episode that we actually do, we give you guys what you want to hear, and we also give you information around what you want to hear as well. So we're keeping on track, and we're making sure that everything's relevant for you guys. So when it comes to getting more sales, right, there's a couple of different aspects. I want to give you guys some stats. Some of the biggest CRM companies in the world just recently did some studies. One of them was HubSpot. And one thing that HubSpot found after surveying all of their customers and tens of thousands and millions of leads that are actually going through their systems, they found that it takes up to 21 different touch points now to be able to have a conversation with someone about your business now. So what does that mean? Well, your advertising is going to take care of a lot of these touch points, but that's not the only thing that you must rely on these days to be able to have and to be able to create more sales for your business. 21 touch points. It's a huge amount of touch points. And look, if you're going to do all of this manually yourself, this is the way it would look. You'd probably have to be making between 30, 40, 50 phone calls to people every single month. Wow, that's a lot, isn't it? If you were to just do it manually, right? So when it comes to getting through to people, if you're only using the phone, though, I mean, that's a lot of phone calls. We just did a audit on one of our members who does a lot of appointment setting for our team and everything as well. She did just last week alone. I'll get the exact figure here as well, right? But if you guys want to let us know below, how many calls do you reckon one of our team members did last week alone? Just guess whatever it is in the comments. I know you know, Serena, because you got access to it. So shh. How many calls did one of our team members make just last week alone? Let us know into the comments what that is. I'm going to get the exact figure for you. So we got one person for 379. Guess again. And that's Mum, by the way. 161,800. Well, that would be nice, Karina. Higher. Well, actually lower for you, Karina. Higher for Mum. Have another guess. Just last week alone, how many calls were made? I can tell you this right now. It is a 4-digit number. One person. 4-digit number it is. That was done in terms of calls just last week alone. Oh, it could be 1,000. It could be 1,000. You've just given them more the exact. I'll give you the exact number. The exact number is 1,928 calls just last week alone. Okay, one team member. That's a lot of calls, right? So in a world where it's taking now up to 21 plus touch points to get hold of someone, this gives you a bit of an understanding as to what it's going to take or the commitment that it's going to take in order to be able to generate more sales online right now. Okay, bearing in mind we are a company that is, we are in the game of social media. We implement social media campaigns for companies. But we also do the conversions process as well with companies and for companies as well, because it's a pretty important part of the process, right? When it comes to being able to win and generate more sales for your business. Marketing without sales is worth nothing. 21 touch points to get hold of one person, right? And these are the numbers that you guys have got to understand as well when it comes to being able to, or the ability to be able to speak to more people to be able to win. Because even if someone just calls your business, right, they just out of the phone book or off Google My Business, or maybe they've Googled you in general and they've found you. They've gone to your website, they've gone to your social media, they've picked up the phone and just called to you, right? I mean, if you don't get hold of that phone call, right, the other stats were, if you don't answer that phone, you are 81% less likely to get hold of that person again. If you miss that call, 81% chance that you are not going to get hold. Oh, is that the wording? You'll never get hold of them again. 81% chance that you will never get hold of them again. And that's the stats that you're going to be looking at right now. And the game is getting harder and harder. The more AI comes into things, the more that automation comes into things, and so on as well. This is what businesses are going to have to deal with. So it's now becoming very, very much so whoever gets to the client first is the one that's going to win. So when you think about it, now, knowing those astronomical statistics for a business, how are you going to be able to cut through the noise, and how are you going to be able to increase the amount of sales that you do have, right? There's a few ways that you're going to really need to focus. Number one, speed to customer, speed to client, right? A lot of the time when I post an advert as well, and I take notice of my own actions as well and how I react to things, when I post an ad about something, usually the first person that gets hold of me gets the job. Every other person after that misses out. So speed to customer these days is really, really important. I know this because I've had about 3 sort of trades jobs around the house that I needed to get done urgently recently. And I'm about to post another one today. So if someone knows a guy who or girl who deals with hot water cylinders, let me know. Because this is a huge thing now, is speed to client is everything, right? Speed to client. Speed from when the lead is generated to you having a conversation with the client is so important. Otherwise, your competitors get them, and that's what it's getting to right now. So you got to be really fast. That's the first tip to increasing your sales online these days. Speed to customer. Number 2, on how to increase sales. Number 2 is qualification. Yes, it's really important to get to people. Yes, it's really important to have sales conversations, sell your product. But number 2 is you got to make sure that you're speaking to people who qualify. So you got to have like a bit of a qualification criteria. It's got to be someone that's actively interested in your product. It's got to be something that's ready. Someone's ready to do something now. If you're having long conversations with someone, like if you're doing hour-long conversations or strategy meetings or things like that, people have got to be ready to do something with the information that you give them. They've got to be ready to take on the service. They've got to have the money there available to be able to do it as well. These are all the different aspects that you've really got to look at as well, because you don't want to spend an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours preparing things for people that just don't have the budget, right? And it might seem a little bit harsh in a certain way. Some people may think having to disqualify some people from wanting to work with you, but this is the reality too. A large percentage of people in business these days, between 80 to 95% of the people that you're speaking to aren't a right fit for your service, your product. So you got to find a way to be able to disqualify people, because you can get a lot of inquiries and you can get a lot of inquiries that don't qualify. So if you're spending 10 hours a week with unqualified prospects or unqualified buyers or people that want to purchase your product, etc., that's 10 hours a week that's wasted. Whereas if you spent 10 hours with people that have the money, value service, looking to get started now, actively in the market, these types of things, you know, you can turn those 10 inquiries into 4 or 5, even 6, 7, or 8 out of the 10 as well. So making sure that you're qualifying the people that are coming through, making sure they've got the money, making sure that they can use your service is really important. Number 3, to increase your sales online is current clientele. Now, a lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm going to focus on just spending more money on marketing, which is pretty easy to do, okay? And if you're getting a 2-3% return on, or 200 to 300% return or 400% return on your advertising spend, that's great. But a lot of people seem to forget, hey, there's a heap of people here already paid me money. There's a heap of people here that have already, taken my service, already trust me, all these types of things, right? And have a tendency then to forget what they've already got there in front of them as well. Because, it's already cost you money to acquire these clients. Why couldn't they buy other products? Why couldn't they buy other services from you? Why couldn't they be upgraded to a higher level of service, whatever that is, okay? So focusing on not only new client acquisition, but look at what else is coming your way as well. Serena, obviously we do a heap with our database. We do a lot with our clients' databases and so on too. How important is it to look for, other things other than just spending more money on marketing?
Well, I think you need to follow up on everything you possibly could that, create sales, because sometimes people just sort of focus on one thing. A lot of people may focus on social media and stuff without spending money, and they'll try really hard that way, but they don't do Facebook ads or something. A lot of other people will focus just totally on Facebook ads, because if you do it well, you can bring in a lot. But doing both of it together, doing you always talk about, you have a database of clients, and you think that if you don't hear from them for 6 months or something like that, they're no good. We've had some clients that have been in the fold for 2 years even, and then bang, out of a sudden, it's just gelled with them, and then they've come on board. So, you've got to look at every aspect, your clients that have been sitting there for a while, your new clients that are coming in, your people who are looking at your Facebook, so you can target them as well too, your page, your profile. Then there's other ways through other means as well, like Google and all that sort of stuff. So it's important to do everything possible, even your friends of friends and friends of friends' friends. Exactly. Referral type business. Yeah. I mean, that's also really, really important, even from your current client database, current customer database, right? And a lot of people, when it comes to increasing sales from social media, this is all as a result of what you've already done on social media as well. So you got to look at, how can I also increase my client database with what I've already got from social media already and from my advertising now? What referral systems can I put into what I do as well? Because part of generating leads isn't only just spending more money on marketing. If you can generate more from what you've already got, that's great. Even if someone hasn't taken you up on a service today, right? You can always say to them as well that, hey, do you know somebody who could use my service, right? Really, really important to be able to add into the fold as well. Sweet. So next level to this, I'm going to give you number 4, right? So I think we've given 3 so far. Is that right, Serena? Yeah. We're on to number 4 now. 4 is having a proper process to take someone through when you are having those physical sales conversations, having a process. So if you've got a salesperson, you've got a staff member that manages the phones, if you've got someone who maybe farms Facebook groups for you and brings out of it qualified prospects, no matter what it is, right? When you get someone on the phone, you get someone on Zoom, you get someone on webinar, you get someone on an in-person meeting, into your store, into your business, whatever it is that you call it, right? You got to have a process to take that person through, okay? So you got to have basically a process step-by-step that you take someone through, which is like a discovery process, what it is that they're looking for,
what their goals are, and then you've got to define what their problem is, and then your product has got to be hooked to the solution, to exactly what it is that they're after, to take them out of that problem to the solution. Okay. And your product has got to be what takes them from the problem to solution. Too many people are talking about features, benefits, all these different things, going straight into a pitch, all this type of stuff. It doesn't work in today's marketplace, right? I've been doing sales since 2007, right? I've seen the changes. I've seen what works. I've been doing it for a very, very long time. I'm not a brand new person to sales. It's not something that I just discovered yesterday. It's something that I've been working on for many, many years now. And you've got to have a process. Even myself, when I defer off the process, I find that it defers the result, right? The result.
We've had clients who sometimes have changed this.
And that's when I find that I might have 15, 20 conversations and never close a deal, right? Because I've deferred from the process. It's the same for me. It doesn't matter how long you've been in sales, right? If you defer from the process, it defers the result, changes the result, right? So you got to have a system, a process, something to take someone through. And, this is where I like scripts. A lot of people have negativity about scripts, and what they really think about scripts is not, they've got their own thought patterns on it, and it doesn't need to be that way, right? You got to have a process to take someone through to get them to the result. That's the reality. And that's number 4. You got to have a process to take someone through. You got to have a script to take someone through. And even if you're running like webinar sales presentations, in-person sales presentations to groups, you've still got to have the same thing, right? You got to practice the process that you take someone through, become better at it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, which I'm sure many of you have all heard before as well. So you got to have like a real script to take someone through, a real process to take someone through.
Can you hear me?
Karina, any other?
Can you hear me?
Thought? No, I can't hear you.
Obviously, because I've spoken 3 times.
On my side, by the sounds of it.
I did put the paddle up, though, Catherine. I went like that.
Paddle. Oh, there's your paddle.
I don't think he can hear me.
Yeah, I've got someone coming to look at my computer. I don't know what happens with the sound and all that type of stuff from time to time. So, guys, basically, that's sort of the main things that you guys have got to think of when it comes to being able to increase the number of sales coming through for your business. Number 5 you got to be looking at is re-engagement. Okay. Sales via email, text message, re-engagement, re-engaging what you currently have as well is really, really important. So not only the manual side and everything as well, but you got to have more of an automated re-engagement type campaign process system in place when it comes to being able to really increase the return on investment and the number of sales that you are getting every single month as well. So you got to have a way to just re-engage somebody as well. Was trying to say that a client changed his script we supplied him and his sales dropped considerably. Yeah, it does. It happens all the bloody time. If you want to talk on that, Serena, a little bit further.
Well, I don't think you'll be able to hear me if I do talk, but anyway, I will. So yeah, so a client we had going really well on many different Facebook ads and everything, and his sales were doing fantastic. And then at some stage, all of a sudden, we noticed that the sales were dropping down lower, and we checked in why, and he changed the script. So he thought that, okay, things are whatever he thought of when he did it anyway. We don't really know. And next minute, his sales just started to plummet down, and we're like, well, why is this happening? And then we found out. And of course, we have to say, go back to the script, because that's what makes it happen. You've got to use the script exactly as it is. Tweak a few different, depending on your country, I guess, or something like that, but that's about all.
Yeah, totally agree. And it's even from, a lot of with our appointment setters, for example, as well, right? Same thing. We've got a scripted process to take that our guys use. When they defer from the process, we know because it changes the result that we get on a weekly basis, and we obviously see things from a broad overview as well as to sort of, I guess, how things are going. And in terms of lead generation marketing, we're overseeing that side. And then when we see a drop in the amount of appointments coming through, we know it's because there's been a differentiation from the scripted process, right? So it not only comes from a sales appointment, in-person meeting, Zoom call, whatever type of way that you meet new prospects is, but it's also over and above that, the normal scripted process, the qualification process, these types of things as well that make a huge difference. And this whole entire show today is about how do you make more sales from social media, and what do you do to be able to increase the sales as well. And if you want a bit of a script or a process to go through, etc., what I want you to do is just type more sales below, and we'll give you a script to go through to give you guys a bit of a better understanding as to how things should sit, okay? And how things should work across these 5 things that we spoke to you about today. So if you want access to that, just type more sales into comments below, and then we'll shoot you a message with all the details and everything to get that sent across to you as well. So you just have to type more sales into the chat, and we will get that across to you ASAP. Cool. Serena, anything you'd to say in closing at all, or?
No, I sort of think you said it all. You couldn't hear me before when I was trying to say something, so I probably lost a bit of what I wanted to say. But yeah, my biggest thing was really about the script. So I just don't think people understand how important that is. And it's once you're on that phone, you could blubber, or you could do something the right way and turn everybody into a customer.
Damn straight. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in for today's episode. By the way, if any of you are watching from Perth and you want some skin treatments done, or you want to improve the quality of your skin, get a little bit smoother, maybe get rid of some pigmentation, anything like that, Rena Nolan, who's in the comments, make sure you hit her up. She is the number one. She's got the number one salon and here in Perth. So definitely make sure you go and hit her up for any type of skin treatments, anything like that you want to get as well. Proudly sponsored today by Belle Cherie Scarborough, Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Really appreciate you all jumping on today's session, and really, really excited for making sure that you guys come back on Friday, because we've got Friday's episode. We're going to be expanding a lot more on a lot of these subjects as well. So it's really important to come in and get the knowledge to help you do the same, right? So make sure you tune in on Friday, 1 o'clock Perth time. That's 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's 5 p.m. New Zealand time. Make sure you come in for the show. That is this Friday, 1 o'clock Perth time, 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. New Zealand time. Make sure you be here. Look forward to that episode. And remember this one thing. If you do not fight for your own freedom, absolutely nobody else will. So every single day you must get out there. Every single day you must take action. Every single day you must make it happen. And remember to be the warrior. I will speak to you guys on Friday. See you then.
And I'll try to speak to you on Friday.
You will. You'll be here.